Hi, my name is Alexandra Martin.
And I'm Danny Arguello.
And this is Group 3's presentation of city furniture. So let's get started. This is the executive summary, and we're going to go over some highlights. The first one is the overall perception of city furniture and the current situation right now for CRM. We're also going to be doing a gap analysis of where city furniture is lacking in certain direction. We're also going to be talking about how they need to obtain some more customer information and how to create customer experience. And also technology, which to maximize their needs. We're also going to talk about some recommendations to improve. We're also going to be going over metrics. So that's our little agenda for today. So this is the current CRM situation. We did some calculations and we have decided to choose vision and strategy, customer information, valued customer experience, and technology as the 4 parts they need to improve on. They were ranked like the lowest, and this is their score, and it's highlighted in red. So this is a gap analysis. The first point we're going to talk about is the vision and strategy. So notice that the company, it has a vision. We were just unsure what it is. We rated city furniture as low in the vision because of a couple of reasons, but the main part is there's a disconnect between what they view themselves as, and they view themselves as a fun furniture showroom. And what we actually saw was a very sophisticated showroom. We're not really sure if it's fun. Maybe the sales part is fun. We did not buy anything, but when we didn't go in there, we didn't find balloons. So what we based this off was the disconnect between the business strategy and the marketing strategy. Obviously, the company is saying one thing, but their marketing is going in a separate direction. City Furniture's ads are more family-centric and warm. Like I mentioned before, their showroom is very sophisticated, and doesn't mean that it's not warm. It's just when you go inside, you feel like you're in a very luxurious place. Obviously, you can't compare them to Rooms to Go. They're two kind of separate companies, but they all offer the same thing, which is furniture. Rooms to Go ends up being more casual and laid back. City Furniture is not uptight, but it's certainly more luxurious. So the next thing we're going to talk about is customer experiences. So what we found out is the company lacks feedback from the customer after the purchase. They are missing important touch points. They have Facebook, they have Twitter. We noticed they don't have a YouTube page. And when it comes to customer reviews and complaints, that's something that they might want to consider. When we personally went to the store, we were handed a business card, and we all felt that this is a time and a place where City Furniture can impress us. Take us around the tour of their on sale items, make us feel part of the family. As we learned, ABC always be closing. That was something that they should have taken into consideration, getting us our information, logging us into the system, telling us about the Facebook and the Twitter accounts and how we can contact them. And and so also the main point is to get us to think about them in the future. We are students, we are broke, but we have money and we need furniture, especially for the dorm room. So that's something that we thought that City Furniture could have done better. The next thing we're going to talk about is customer information. Salespeople don't have customer information on hand. We noticed that some sales reps are using iPads and tablets. That's actually something that we are told is not really part of City Furniture. It's just that some sales reps feel like it works better for them. So we felt that since customer information is not on hand, they're kind of missing the necessary touch points that customers today feel are very important, especially for Generation Y, which is people our age. We grew up with Facebook and Twitter, and we know how to use it, and we expect e-commerce, whether the company offers it or not, it's expected. So yeah, we would like to talk about also the Facebook page. What we noticed about the Facebook page, it was a transition of what the website said, and it had some games, but it really wasn't customer focused. And we'll talk about more of that in the next slide. And the company also lacks a YouTube page, which was kind of surprising for us, because this is the part where City Furniture can offer us students more information for our project, with videos about the renovations, their commercials, what they've done differently. And the last topic is technology. The technology used by the company is kind of minimal compared to what is out there by the competition. And what we noticed that they lacked more of was the emails. The emails from competitors are actually more engaging. City Furniture fails to motivate their customers to provide feedback. One thing they didn't ask, and they could have, is how did you hear from us? You know, not everybody that's in Miami knows about City Furniture. Some people grew up with City Furniture, remember the commercials, the Miami Vice commercials, but some people just moved here. You know, most of us are immigrants, and we need to establish a relationship with City Furniture, so maybe we heard about it on the radio and City Furniture wouldn't even know. So here we go with our recommended CRM strategies. In this section, we're going to be discussing the points of how to improve the perception of City Furniture, how to tap into necessary touch points to maximize the customer experience and customer information, and to personalize each customer through the technology. So here are the ways to improve. The logo outside the store. Miami Vice is still kind of present, even though the interior is very beautiful. The exterior is sort of the same. I mean, it works well because for people who grew up here, we understand City Furniture and we remember kind of like what they look like, but we have still the perception of Miami Vice. So when we look at the building, we don't necessarily, you know, expect to see really pretty furniture. If anything, something from the 90s. So the architecture just doesn't look like a home, even though it tries to resemble one with the roof. We found it kind of funny. The next thing we need to talk about is improving the social media. This is where City Furniture can get more creative with Facebook. We noticed that the photos were very much about the furniture, and that's fine, but this is a local company, and it should be 50% furniture, 50% people. We're talking about customers and employees. Some of the things where they can work on is having the customers at the forefront and being able to post reviews, being able to brag about the furniture, a place where companies' community service is recorded, so all the events that City Furniture does have can be uploaded on the Facebook and be in the forefront, not in, you know, pictures and extras. Some of the good points that City Furniture does do is comments back. I've noticed that they were talking to the customers one-on-one. It wasn't like you just uploaded your information and never heard from them. They responded back to people's comments, so that was really good. And they do have a game. Some of the links didn't feel like they worked. One particular link to a photo of the before and the after and see what was different. Then it goes straight to the link. It went to another part of the Facebook page. It was kind of strange. So yeah, that's to sum it up. We feel like employees and customers, they should be in the forefront. And furniture is important. It's a place to advertise, but it also is a place to show the rest of the community that they are important, that we value them. And also, oh yeah, a section for catalogs. You know, other places like IKEA, other competitors have catalogs. I mean, this is a place where the marketing department of City Furniture can get a little bit more creative with a catalog. So, you know, people who buy one or two furniture or pieces of furniture, there's a place for them. They can see it and they can buy it there. So, we're also going to be talking about creating a Facebook page, which is kind of missing from social media. And that was really surprising because, you know, there's a lot of interviews with the CEO, and they were all scattered. They weren't in a central location. And of having a Facebook page, you know, it allows the company to express themselves in a different way. Once again, talk about like interviews, how they changed the layout of the company, you know, how important the employees are to the company and careers and stuff like that. And so also they can talk about the new commercials and ways to improve personalizing the customer through email. Some of our group members figured out that the email section didn't have any customer information on it. It was very generalized. So when we did register for emails, there was nothing that says, hello, Alexandra Martin. It just says, welcome to City Furniture. And it could have been more improved maybe with promotions, you know, like to special offers, some kind of incentive. And the next thing we're going to talk about is the website should incorporate the click to chat. City Furniture mentioned how important, you know, e-commerce was, and click to chat is sort of like the necessary step if you are going to do e-commerce. You always have questions, and what's the point of going to the store if you have questions? If you're going to buy furniture online, you need a click to chat, so you can talk to a representative, a specialist, who can answer your questions, you know, measurements of the furniture, the type of wood, maybe they have some design issues. So we felt that a click to chat would be a very good thing to have in the website. And then the City Furniture app for salespeople. The app for the salespeople is just to check on the inventory and the measurements, and mostly we're hoping that the app can sort of link the customer to their past experiences, so when someone enters the store, they are able to sort of have a personalized experience with City Furniture. You know, if they bought furniture maybe 3 years ago and it was country living and they want to change it, the app will be for the salespeople so that they have it on hand, what they wanted, what they bought, and what maybe they're looking for in the future. So I'm going to pass it over now to Danny, who's going to be talking about metrics. And sorry, before we go to Danny, required resources implementation. So basically the marketing team, City Furniture has a marketing team, and they can mostly do all these things for free. The only thing that is going to be costing them is the sales app development, and that could range from $8,000 to $50,000. But the marketing team, you know, who's in charge of the Facebook, they can do the YouTube and everything else. So now I would transfer it over to Danny for metrics. Sorry.
It's alright. When talking about metrics is more than just talking about measuring performance. It's important to try to make improvements on these measurements. Someone said before, measurement for measurement's sake is just a waste of time. With that being said, a few ways to gauge improvement on these strategies implemented before. We have included email subscriber analysis, which you see right here. You have channel contribution analysis, and we have the RMF, monetary value strategy, to measure drip irrigation methods in store. Email engagement analysis allows for City Furniture to gauge what level of activity customers have or use when they receive emails from the company. The feedback provided allows the CF to customize their email to tailor to the activity levels or level of interest of the customer. For instance, if an email doesn't necessarily get the highest level of feedback or movement from customers, then City Furniture has to obviously adjust to tailor to that particular customer. This also provides a way to get more demographical information from a customer, like let's say sending out a survey through an email, maybe getting some information from the customer back, seeing what kind of product they like or services that they may like from the company. Here, when we look at this example, you have Joe Smith, and you see how many times he's visited either the website, or how many emails he's received and he's opened, or he's read or he's clicked on. Like, it breaks it down to the T as what kind of level of activity they use for that particular email. And I think it's very useful for City Furniture to take a look into this. Now, the next thing we come to is customer contribution or channel contribution analysis, which just gives City Furniture another way to measure activity through economical values of activities through their email, through their social media, or whether it be through their actual website. Here they basically take a look at how much money they save or how much economical value they achieve from each customer based on the information given through an email, through social media. For example, if let's say a customer goes through a chat with one of the sales reps online, they may get a further insight that they may not receive from actually meeting them in person, and they may get a question that they've never heard before that helps them figure out a better view of this customer, help complete that 360 view that we're looking for in CRM. Now, a few examples of how they could save money is, one is from switching from using direct mail, which was common in the 90s, sending out postcards and things like that, to just sending out mass emails, as a mass marketing tool to reach out to customers, show them, the City Furniture life and what, good things they have to provide, maybe send some offers out. They would save thousands of dollars from switching from the direct mail method to an email method. Now, the other example I have is whether their current CRM team that they have uses their own software versus hiring consultants, which saves them money, because now instead of having to go out and get a marketing firm to help you out and spend money on that, you could just use that money and spend it on your own associates and have them look at the page visits or the interactions for customers, and it helps them gauge a good level of interest and loyalty towards their products. Now for in-store experiences, this is where the recency, frequency, and monetary value models come into effect, because this is measurements comes based on the sales associate and how comfortable they make a customer. Because the more comfortable a customer is and the more they feel that they are in a family-oriented setting, the chances improve that they'll buy a product or they'll come back more and more to the store, and they'll come back in more recent times. This helps once again because it allows for sales associates to use the sales app and actually pull up information, and just helps the statistical analysis for that. One statistic is that 70% of customers will leave a company if the service is poor, as opposed to just 22% leaving if the product is poor. So you really have to tailor your RMF strategies and in-store strategies to the customer, because that's more important than the actual product itself. The product sells itself, but it's the actual consumer experience that keeps them held there. If a customer has a good experience in the store and is convinced that this is a good family atmosphere as opposed to a sophisticated one, then they'll keep coming back and keep buying, and your RMF goes up, which is exactly what we're looking for. Based on these analyses, I feel like City Furniture has a good way of improving their current statistics and making great strides and making more revenue for themselves in the future.